Let's define two words how society defines them. Let's define perfection, the condition, state, or quality of being free or as free as possible from all flaws or defects. According to society, perfection is where mistakes don't exist, where flaws and defects are tossed aside, where anything that doesn't fit the definition is seen as rejection. But does society know how its definition of perfection has resulted in destruction? It has resulted in a world where test grades become ingrained in people's brains and become the marks that determine if they are perfect or good enough, where millions of dollars are spent on cosmetics and plastic surgeries to change how people look at or appear because they believe they don't have the perfect body or the perfect beautiful face, where people decide to take the route of slowly killing themselves with eating disorders because they believe they're too fat, where people look at themselves in the mirror and compare themselves to the looks and lives of those they believe to be perfect, and then see their own reflections or their own lives as not perfect. Society has influenced us to bring out our inner critic and let depression and anxiety have the lead role and dictate what we should believe about ourselves, that the world can't accept us because we are not perfect. Now let's define success, the accomplishment of an aim or purpose. According to society, success is seen in how many good grades people get, the number of bills people have in their wallets, how many name brands of clothing and accessories they have in their closets, how many businesses they have, etc. But does society know how its definition of success has resulted in division? It has resulted in a world where the gap between the rich and the poor has not only increased, but their levels are too far apart that some cannot view themselves as equals, even though they are one and the same, and those same levels are applied to separate the honor roll from the ones who fail. Where some people have become so focused on themselves that they forget about those barely making ends meet and trying to stay afloat. Where people can get anything they want and still not feel happy and satisfied because they have forgotten the fact that success is not the key to happiness, but happiness is the key to success. We blame society for causing all of this. We blame society for negatively influencing us, for shoving its definitions down our throats until we couldn't breathe. We blame society, but we are society. We are the ones who did this to ourselves, whether we make the definitions or we follow the definitions. Society has one definition because we as individuals have millions of our own definitions that the world thinks would lead to chaos and confusion. But the universal definitions have done that more often than not. Let's go back and define those two words again, but this time with the definitions we feel work for us as individuals. For me, perfection is just being myself, appreciating who I am and the way I was made, because I'm perfect in my own way. Success is not measured by money or what I have and don't have, but rather if I'm happy and love doing what I do. I still look at every accomplishment I make, but if it's good enough for me, then that's what matters most. I will admit that I am guilty for following society by comparing myself to others and seeing myself as not perfect and not successful. But I forget about my definition that lies within my heart. So think about what lies in your heart, because in the end, the right definitions are up to you.